France's finance minister, speaking at a meeting of the International Monetary Fund in Washington earlier today, said that there were shortages everywhere, with the suppliers struggling to cope with the rise in consumer demand as countries emerge from the pandemic. From Washington, our economics editor Faisal Islam sent this report.
One of the world's biggest parking lots, dozens of cargo ships just waiting in the Pacific, full of goods from Asia, unable to dock at full terminals in the ports of California with containers piled high. The same now happening on the Atlantic coast off Georgia too, and in other ports around the world. The plumbing of the world economy not functioning properly. At the White House today, President Biden summoned US business bosses to work 24/7 to clear the backlogs.
This is across-the-board commitment to going to 24/7. This is a big first step in speeding up the movement of materials and goods through our supply chain.
The actions of the president show that this is a supply chain crisis that affects many countries across the world. It arises out of the fact that after the pandemic, demand rebounded much faster than expected and much faster than the ability of the world economy to supply the goods required. That's led to shortages, it's led to price rises, and that's not going to be solved before Christmas. In fields and airfields around the USA, there are tens of thousands of nearly finished cars and trucks, but they can't be sold because they lack the crucial microchips, the orders for which were cancelled at the start of the pandemic. The companies were too pessimistic about the rebound in demand. That's led to a change of view from the bank chief who earlier this year predicted an unprecedented British boom.
We did predict a booming recovery in the economy. I think what we missed was it would be so strong that it would create these supply chain problems, whether it's gasoline, whether it's chips, whatever it is.
Because of pandemic restrictions, finance ministers attending international meetings are spilling out onto the streets and parks of Washington, D.C. One solution to all of this, producing more locally.
To reduce the dependence of France and all European countries to key technologies, to chips, to semiconductors, to all the products on which there are bottlenecks and shortages today.
And that could lead to higher prices permanently, alongside other factors from US-China tensions, post-Brexit visa restrictions, or fears over UK-EU trade.
Are you worried about a trade war with the UK over Northern Ireland?
Germany's most likely new Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, wouldn't be drawn on that. But there are fears in Germany of a parts shortage causing a bottleneck recession. It's a global economic challenge, and it's not going away. Faisal Islam, BBC News, in Washington, D.C.